Have you ever promised yourself that you would do something and at some point it starts getting difficult and you wish you could give up? Well, welcome to this video where I'm going to tell you some of the things that have helped me keep going, especially on this 100 days YouTube challenge where I'm posting an unscripted and unedited video to YouTube every single day. So this morning I got out of bed at about 7 o'clock and we got the kids ready to go out because we had a prior appointment. And by the time we finished with the appointment and got home, it was already like midday. And I was like, oh my goodness, if only I didn't have to make a video. Now, here is where things get very interesting. Even as I was thinking to myself that, oh, I wish I didn't have a video, I found myself getting dressed, redoing my makeup to come and sit down here and have a chat with you. And it made me giggle a little bit because I realized that if it was before, I would have just canceled the whole thing and I would have held my hands up and said, oh, it didn't work and I'm moving on. But that's not happening this time. And I think it's because of three simple things or facts that I'm going to share with you. So let's get into it. So the first thing is I really believe in integrity. I feel like whether you're an entrepreneur or a creator, you should have integrity as a general human being, like as a person. You should have integrity. And I always look at people when they say they'll do something and they never do it. And I just wonder, who raised you? Who are you? And so I think for me, it has always been a thing that if I say I'm going to do something, I want to try my utmost best to do it. And I think this is a rule for everyone, like every single person, especially if you are an entrepreneur. You don't want to start things and never finish it because at the end of the day, you're not doing yourself any favor. Guess what? When you start a project that you said you're going to do and then you don't complete it, there are two people who know. You know that you didn't follow through. And then whoever is on the other end, whoever is following you or who was expecting something from you, they also know that you didn't follow through. And before you know it, to yourself, your subconscious mind already knows, oh, we never do anything that we set out to do because we are not honest people. And at the same time, people around you start to know. You start to create a sort of like a reputation for yourself as somebody who never follows through. I never want that to be my story. And so for me, this challenge is something I said I was going to do. And so I found myself dressing up because I know that I have to show up. Let that be something that you also do. Like if you say you're going to do it, do it. I think the second thing for me is the purpose behind the whole challenge in the first place. I think when you don't know the reason you are doing something, then it becomes easy for you to dilly-dally, procrastinate, and eventually give up. If you set the reason why from the beginning of the project or whatever it is you are doing, chances are you will follow through. Even if you don't say it to the very end because something else happened, you will know how important it is and it would help you show up. So in my case, I started to speak every day on YouTube because I have this dream of becoming a paid international speaker. Some of you that have been following me know that I've hosted my own events. I've been invited to speak at other events, but not at the level that I want to be playing. In addition to being a business coach, I want to be able to get like keynote positions where I'm at a valedictory service or like a graduation service and I'm speaking to hundreds and thousands of people. I know it's a wild dream. And maybe I shouldn't be saying it out, but I'm that girl who says her dreams out because I don't know who is watching. Maybe you have a church and you want to invite me to speak there. I'm not going to say no because that's my dream. And so, even though I've said that is the dream, I had to go deeper and say, what is the reason behind that? I'm not going to go into too much details, but I find that it is easier for me to show up here every single day. Well, except Sundays, because even Jesus said we should rest, right? But I feel like it's easy for me to turn up the camera and just sit here and chat with you because I have a why. And there's something in the Bible that talks about making a vision plain by writing it out. When you write out your why, your heart knows the intention and it encourages you to keep showing up. So, if you're the kind of person who has dedicated themselves to a project, but you haven't written out your why, go and do it. It's going to change the way you see it, the way you approach it, the way you navigate it, everything. Now, I think the third reason that I've kept showing up, regardless of how I feel, is because I'm actually in the mind's frame or in the frame of mind where I understand that there is no better time to do it than now. I remember one of my friends telling me a story, and she said she and her partner got married and they wanted to have kids. And the first year, it wasn't a good time. The second year, it wasn't a good time. By the time they got to the third year, it was a fantastic time. Like everything that they needed to be in place was in place. He had a thriving business. She had a thriving career. Everything was going well. And then they were like, okay, this is the right time to have kids. So they started trying and he got pregnant. But as soon as they got pregnant, where they thought everything was perfect and all they had to do was just, start expecting their baby, everything went to hell. She said everything they had spent 2 years arranging completely fell apart. His business was struggling. She got laid off from work and couldn't find work anywhere else. And they had this baby on the way. And she said, looking back, it was actually the best thing that happened to them. But she learned one very valuable lesson, which is the fact that there is never a perfect time. Because even those things that you think are in place can fall apart like that. And so I also am using that in my approach to this 100 days challenge and creating content in general. I feel like, could I have waited until I had the perfect camera, like a brand new camera? I had perfect equipment and everything. I felt like it was the best time. I could hire someone to help me, maybe film and edit everything. Probably. But I didn't want to wait because I feel like opportunity never waits for you. The people who need to hire me to come and speak at their event, they're probably already looking for the people. And if I waited, maybe I said I was going to start next year, that would mean that they never come across my video. That would mean that nobody has the opportunity to refer me. That would also mean that I also am waiting for my dreams to come through because I have postponed the start time of when I started to put myself out there. Now, a lot of you watching this already know that I'm a business coach. So I'm not looking to become an international speaker necessarily for the money. It is just a dream that I would like to see manifest. And I always tell people that you need to know how the story ends. And yesterday, I was filming a video with my friend, and we also talked about how she grew her followership by 25,000 people in 3 months. One of the key moments in that video was when she said, you have to know the end of the story. You cannot give up now, because if you give up now, that story is incomplete. And so I want to use that to also encourage you that, look, whatever it is you set out to do, especially this year, 2026, please pursue it with all of your might and don't give up, because the story is not complete. And we need to be able to sit down and have a chat and talk about how things happened. By the way, if you didn't see that episode with my friend where she grew a lot of followers in a short time, I'm going to link it somewhere up here for you to go and check it out. I really hope you've enjoyed today's video, and I know that someone somewhere is watching this and getting inspired to continue growing their audience by being visible online. But even if your thing has nothing to do with content creation or entrepreneurship, I hope that it inspires you to keep going. My name is Kome, and I will see you in the next video. Ciao, guys.